consider myself a lifelong learner and a student for life. Learning is something I am very passionate about. It's like a hunger that can never be satisfied. So in this video, I want to share 5 ways to never stop learning and be a student for life. My first tip is to have a beginner's mind. There's a quote by a Japanese Zen priest that says, "If your mind is empty, it is always ready for anything. It is open to everything." In the beginner's mind, there are many possibilities, but in the expert's mind, there are few. When you think you know everything there is to know about a subject, you immediately close yourself off to receiving any new information. Adopting a beginner's mind keeps you open to new possibilities. It gives you permission to be curious and question everything, including what you think you already know. There are many ways to approach a problem or a situation, and having a beginner's mind will help you be more receptive to receiving this information. So if you approach everything with a beginner's mind, even a subject or a task that you already know a whole lot about, you just might surprise yourself and learn something new. So adopting a beginner's mindset is key to becoming a lifelong learner. My next tip is to take full advantage of the resources available. We're so blessed to live in a time where there's an endless amount of information. There's knowledge being shared everywhere. With a click of a button, we can find answers to just about anything. It would be an absolute waste if we didn't take advantage of this. Anytime I have a problem, a question, or just something I want to learn more about, I look it up. I read articles, I listen to a podcast, or read a book about it. When you're a lifelong learner, there are no excuses. The information is there, so take full advantage of it. Tip number 3 is to add learning to your schedule. When you set aside time specifically for learning, you make it a habit, and it's one of the easiest ways to ensure you're constantly learning something new. So add it to your calendar. Schedule in some time to read, to take a course, to listen to that podcast, or to watch that video. I like to dedicate at least 30 minutes to learning every single day, so I'm very intentional about it. It's in my schedule and it gets done. And one of my favorite ways to learn is through Skillshare. I've taken so many classes on there about productivity, personal finance, filmmaking, and Skillshare is the sponsor of today's video. So Skillshare is an online learning community that offers thousands of classes for people who have a hunger for learning just like me. They have classes on illustration, design, productivity, photography, and the list goes on. And what I love about Skillshare is that it's a combination of video lessons and a class project, so you can put into practice what you learn. And because the classes are broken up into short lessons, it's really easy for me to schedule in the lessons throughout the week. And then by the end of the week, I have completed the class and I've learned something new. Just last week, I took Christopher Griffin's class, Plants at Home, Uplift Your Spirit and Your Space. And I learned so much. I love his energy and his enthusiasm about plants. I also really liked how he calls his plants queens and green girls. I think he's just so much fun. And I loved his tips on how to listen to your plants and consider all the different factors when you notice something is not quite right. I definitely can use any tips when it comes to that. So whether you're a beginner or you're advanced in plant care, I highly recommend taking his class. You're gonna learn a lot, and listening to him automatically puts you in a good mood. And Skillshare is also very affordable. It's less than $10 a month with an annual subscription. And the first 1,000 people to click the link in the description box will get a free trial of Skillshare Premium membership. And this is a perfect example of my previous tip, which is to take advantage of the resources available. Carol Dweck talks about a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. So people with a fixed mindset believe that they're born with a certain level of intelligence and abilities, and they believe they can't really do much to change this. They see challenges as something scary, and any effort put towards trying to change is just a waste of time. People with a growth mindset, on the other hand, believe that they can change and grow as a person if they put in the work. They see challenges and failures as opportunities to learn. So adopting a growth mindset is key to becoming a lifelong learner. When you believe that you can change and evolve as a person, you open yourself up to endless possibilities. And Carol Dweck wrote an entire book about this concept, so I will have that linked in the description box. My final tip is to engage in more meaningful conversations. We can talk to people all day long and yet feel like we're not really connecting or getting anything out of it. So, a meaningful conversation is one that adds value to your life. It's an opportunity to learn from others. And a really easy way to have conversations like this is to ask more open ended questions. For example, what's been the biggest challenge in your life? Or what did you learn from that experience? So essentially, they're questions that you can't give a yes or no response to. They require a little bit more information. So they help you move past the small talk and dive deeper and truly connect with the other person. These are my favorite kind of conversations. I end up learning a lot from the other person's life experiences. And likewise, this is an opportunity for me to share my knowledge and my wisdom about my own personal life experiences, because we also learn by sharing and teaching others, so it's a win-win situation. There's just so much to be learned in this world, so I hope you continue to explore, expand your knowledge, and never stop learning. We evolve and become well-rounded human beings who are able to see things from different perspectives when we make learning a part of our life. So I hope this video has added some value to your life. I hope you learned something. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you very soon.